Hi, Brother Chuckrow here. I'd like to share my understanding of what an expression my teacher Cheng Man-ch'ing, my first teacher Cheng Man-ch'ing, used to say, which is, a hand is not a hand, but every part of the body is a hand. And at the time that didn't mean much to me. I was getting used to these expressions that seemed to be totally contradictory. And for example, in the classics it says, if the opponent doesn't move, I don't move. But if the opponent moves, I move first. Now that sounds like a total contradiction, because you're saying, first of all, you're saying, if he doesn't move, I don't move. And then you're saying that you're going to move before he moves, which is, he's not moving and you are. So that's a contradiction. But after some thought, it dawned on me that what's meant is, I'm so aware of what the opponent is thinking and is broadcasting from his body language, that I know what he's going to do before he's going to do it. And if he's not going to do something, why would I move? But if he is going to do something, I know when he's going to do it, and I start to move before he even knows that he's actually doing it. And that gives me a tremendous advantage. So that's, I think, what it means. And I have some experience in that kind of interaction from my study of ninjutsu. Another expression, here's one from the classics. The jin is internal strength. It really should be ne-jin. The jin is song. Song means relaxed. So jin is song, but not sung. I thought you said it's sung. Now you're saying it's not. What's going on here? It will extend, but is not extended. Wait a minute. But actually that has some meaning. It means that even if you have the strength in your hands, it's not so apparent to the opponent. The opponent doesn't understand it, won't have any feeling about it. So the strength is there. The jin, the ne-jin is there. But it's not blatant. It's not blatant. It's not understood. So that's a similar thing. So what does a hand is not a hand mean? In my view, it means that when you touch an opponent, or even just not even touch but make some sort of gesture, that's telling the opponent something. Telling the opponent a lot. Even if he's not trained, it'll tell him something. But if he's trained, it'll tell him a lot. And so if you do touch an opponent, which you're going to do if you're going to defend yourself, that touch is going to tell him nothing. That hand will have no intention. And we have tremendous amount of nerve endings, nerves, afferent and efferent nerves that go to the hands more probably than any other part of the body. And so every little movement, every little idea that we have is transmitted by the hands. The goal is not to do that, not to telegraph any intention to the opponent, to let him get ahead of us. So in the form, we're practicing that. We're practicing non-intention, not having the opponent know anything about us. But because we are so trained to do that, to know whether we are or not, we'll be able to read what the opponent is doing. And that's, I think, what's meant by the expression in the classics, my opponent doesn't know me, but I know him. Meaning, The opponent can't read what's going on inside me. But I know right away what he is going to do, what he's thinking. Even I'm not saying I can do this, but regularly, even if somebody's behind you and you're in the dark and you have no idea, using your eyes, of what's going to happen, you can feel it. You can feel it. That intention is broadcast. So why do that with our hands? Why touch a person and give him all that information? So we're practicing that in the form. Let's take the case of ward off left, and which comes after the beginning move. So this is what I see people doing. Reaching for that ball. That is not, and holding the ball. That's not a case of a hand is not a hand. It should be more like this. Here, not this, but this. Not this, but this. Not this, but this. So when you practice, feel all the times that your intention goes into your hand, and let the hand dissolve and just be something on the end of your arm. And it's a life's work. It's not easy to do. But over a period of time, you get better at it. Thank you.